Okay, so let's start with a poem. You wanna read it? Read it.
First, we came for the animals, and I did not speak out because I'm not an animal. Then we came for the ocean, and I did not speak out because I'm not the ocean. Later, we came for the plants, and I did not speak out because I'm not a plant. Finally, they came for me, and there was no light left to speak out for me.
Yeah, this is from Martin Niemöller. It is like I adapted the original poem. What do you think the original is about?
The original should
You
be
know?
about the political repression, right?
But it's very in a particular country.
Maybe from Spain?
No, like a very
Germany?
Yeah,
Yeah, when we say political repression, yeah, there is...
The original poem is about the Nazis. No, they say first we came for the socialists, then we came for the communists, later we came for the unionists, then they came for me, and nobody could help. So no, I see it's very similar the situation we are living right now with ecology. So yeah, the next question is, what is ecology for you?
Ecology.
A system of the nature, actually. The interconnection between the elements of the nature, and interconnection and the elements produce a system. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, the interconnection of life?
No, it's not interconnection. I think the life is also the name of the particular parts of the system, because the ecology not only consists of the lively things, because there is also the natural things like the rocks, stones, etc. Natural resources. So I think it is the more bigger system than the life, and the elements of it is the everything in the nature and their interaction between them.
Okay. What about here?
Yeah, I agree with him. When I think about ecology, I don't think about the space, for example, because...
Space.
Yeah, in my mind it doesn't include space.
So what does it include?
It just
Animals?
includes everything in the world.
Everything in the world. Okay. What about you?
The harmony between the elements of the nature, including the human and what human do. That's all, I think.
Okay. Nice. So now, have you noticed that ecology and economy share the same root? Have you ever think about this?
Yeah.
So what do you think is eco?
Cool.
No, ecology, economy, astronomy, astrology. It's not related with astronomy, but it's like not the eco means house, no? So house. So economy is like the science of the house in the past. It started, like how to have a good house with furniture, to be married and all these traditional values. No, and ecology for me is like the science of the bigger house, or as you said, the science of the earth, our house, the earth, our house, the universe. So I remember about Atatürk, like peace, evde barış, dünyada barış, So ecology is like that, It's like it's the opposite, first, if we have peace in the world, there can be peace in the house, And also the inverse, if there is peace in the house, there is peace in the world. So for me, ecology is about how to make our universe, our house better for us and for everyone, because we cannot live at peace, if there is this happening, if we are killing everything, we are making a mass extinction. Okay, so the classical question. What do you think about?
Yeah, certainly, because in 10 years ago, actually, the November and all this winter was a lot colder, I believe, in Ankara.
Yes.
And we also have the snow, and now we don't have any snow.
Everyone says that.
Yeah. So there is definitely a problem.
But 10 years can be a natural fluctuation, 10 years is nothing for the climate.
Yeah, maybe for it, but that's a belief, you know.
Okay, what do you think over there?
Yeah, there is an ecological problem, but we don't experience the problem equally. Like some countries experience the problems more harshly than others, like poorer countries, African countries, for example. So there is a problem, but not for everybody. Some people are okay right now, especially people in the developed countries and the rich people. They do not deal with the problems right now, but they may deal with them in the future.
Probably. And you, my friend?
Actually, very big problems exist in ecology, I think. We can refer about the certain problems, but generally, human and products of human indicate the ecological problems, I think.
Human products,
Yes,
like
like
plastic
fabrics,
or what? Fabric, plastic.
technology, plastic, and wastements. Like this.
Okay, and do you have any proof for these claims?
Of course.
Which proofs? You're looking for it?
Yes, I've got to do.
Do you have any proof?
Actually, even the world leaders meet up and discuss about the possible solution, and they're limiting their carbon emissions. If there was no problem, I believe these leaders just don't talk about anything that doesn't exist.
So you think leaders are trustworthy?
Not the leaders, all leaders, but a community of leaders can be more trustworthy. Actually, I believe. Like United Nations, you know.
Yeah, but Donald Trump said there is
He doesn't believe
there is
that.
no climate change. He said he doesn't believe in the climate change.
Do you have any proof? Have you read a book? Have you looked for proofs? Or why do you know everyone talk about this, but where are the proofs? You know any proof, any tangible proof?
Actually, last semester I was taking a data mining class, and at one of the lectures,
data
mining, and we were talking about a statistical problem, and there was actually at first when they are taking measurements from the Antarctic, they couldn't figure out the ozone layers are getting thinner and thinner because of the problem with the sensors.
Pollution.
But when some scientists go there and take measurements on their own, and they see a big problem with the ozone layer, and after that they started to limit, the deodorants and etc.
I also heard something related to that. In New Zealand, people suffer from the sun a lot because of the problems in the ozone layer.
Because they are white.
Yeah, because also of that.
Well, but the ozone layer is recovered.
They said there were too many ships in the country, and those animals were creating some chemicals, which was dangerous for the ozone layer. And they damaged the ozone layer, and then eventually they damaged their skin because of the sun rays.
Okay, but these are soft proofs. Like what is, like why the government should change, all the infrastructure to address this problem, not just shit cattle.
Yeah,
that's easy. Do you have proofs?
I don't have proofs actually. I can prove, I don't know.
Have you been affected ecologically in any sense?
I am affected, but I'm not sure it is any problem.
How?
Like I am allergic to the air.
The pollution.
The air is dirty, and it makes it gives me runny nose and coughs and sneezes.
Yeah, this is some kind of
Well, I don't know if it is an ecological problem.
It is, one of the biggest, air pollution,
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the effect of the ecological problems on the human body is cumulative.
Cumulative effect.
And we cannot realize it before we got sick or something like this.
Could be. They say the cancer rate are growing,
Yes.
and they don't know exactly why. They think it's microplastic or.
For instance, in Ukraine, there was a central,
The nuclear.
nuclear central. What was it? Chernobyl. It exploded, and the Black Sea, it has border to Black Sea, and
Region.
we have also
In Turkey.
access to Black Sea, and in the Black Sea region, the
They're a mutant.
cancer and
Went up. No?
abort of the babies and the health problems increased in that date.
Yeah.
It's an example.
Okay. Any other comments? So I look for the proof. Basically, all the this is the most solid proof we had. I read the IPCC. I think you have. It's okay. International Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. You ever wanna read the most solid scientific evidence on climate change, or they call it climate emergency, or warming, global warming. So I read the IPCC. It's the original is more than 1,000 pages, but I read the summary for politicians. It's called summary for executives, something like this. So the thing is, in these two graphs. In this first graph, we can see the CO2 concentration of the last 800,000 years. No, and this is direct proof. It's not just they suppose. It's like this. This is direct proof because, as you said, they dug in the Antarctica. They dug a hole 3 kilometers down, and every meter they take a sample of ice. No. In the ice, there are air bubbles. So in this air bubble, they measure the CO2 concentration, and this is a direct proof. It's not just they are supposing. It's like this. After this or before this, it's more indirect proof. But this years is direct proof because we took the ice literally from 800,000 years ago. So this is the first graph, and this is the second graph. The second graph means the temperature. It's also the same because it's from the same ice. But this process is very, very curious. Do you like physics, isotopes, and this stuff? So basically, also they take the ice and they measure the difference between light and heavy isotopes. Because when it's cold, because the heavy isotope they are more heavier. It's harder to evaporate. So in colder climate, the glacier have less heavy isotope than light. So this is how they can know the temperature 800,000 years ago. So this is also a direct proof. And the thing is, do you see something between the two graphs?
Yeah, they're almost similar.
They are not. There is
the one goes up, the other one also goes up.
Yeah, there is a correlation. So this is the thing about the climate change. Because in science, a correlation is easy to find, but in science you have to prove it's not just correlation, it's causation. This caused this, or this caused this. Correlation is easy to find, but if this caused this, then we are very fucked. Because look what's going on here. I know this is natural, and suddenly, boom!
Yeah.
So if this means the temperature is going to do this, we are fucked. We are very fucked, no? I know one of the most common anti-counter argument for people who don't know anything, to be honest, is like, no, this is a natural variation. Yeah, look, does it look natural? It literally do like this. So it's obviously,
skyrocketed.
yeah, it's obviously not natural. When you see the natural, this is natural. Like the climate is changing all the time, but it's changing in a natural way. But this is obviously human created. For me, but it's obvious. So yeah, if this is gonna suppose the temperature goes this, we are it's there is here you can see just the last 1,000 years. Like go like we've been here all the time and suddenly boom. So yeah, this is like the biggest proof for climate change. So now you know what should.
But is it a comparable scale?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you?
Because when you make the intervals smaller, it may seem different, or when you make them bigger, it may seem different. I mean the intervals between
It's the
years.
same, no? 800,000 years. What do you mean?
The above one, the top one, the intervals are too small compared to the other
This?
ones.
No, but this is only for this. Because it's just a straight line, so you cannot notice like the evolution here. Because this is 200,000 years and this is just 1,000 years. In 1,000 years we have altered the CO2 concentration more than in 1 million years. So something is gonna happen in this planet.
I'm not good at reading graphics, so
Yeah, it's just that. It's like suddenly the CO2 concentration make a big peak, and it's not natural because natural is this. No, this is what Trump says, no, or many people say, no, this is just a natural variation. Like climate is changing all the time through Earth history, and it's true, but it's not changing in an artificial way. It's changing in a natural way. So this is not the first time a living being changed the climate because of the accumulation of a gas. Do you know what happened in the first mass extinction? You know we are living 6 mass extinctions.
meteor,
Eh?
maybe an asteroid hit the Earth.
No, that's
Just guessing.
I think that's the 4th or 5th. That's the dinosaur one. But we have had a lot. The 6th is made by us, supposedly.
The Noah story.
Eh?
Noah.
No. This is science. This is science. So in the first mass extinction, a lot of living beings were killed because the aerobial organism grew up. So, aerobial.
Algae.
Eh?
Algae.
Yeah, algae. It was bacteria. It was just a bacteria. Algae are much later. It was 2.4 billion years ago.
What did you say? What happened to them?
Aerobial bacteria came up, so this bacteria created oxygen. And this oxygen, like the living beings were not used to oxygen, so literally the living being, like the iron, they got oxidized. So all the living beings died because they were not used to oxygen. So no, this is not the first time that a living being accumulating a gas changed everything. So let's hope we don't kill everything also. Okay, these are more proof or consequences of climate change. You know this sea?
Aral Lake.
The Aral Sea.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's in the Kazakhstan and it's in the Kazakhstan.
And Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
This is Uzbekistan. This is now is.
Yeah, it's really a sad story.
Yeah, it's
Before 50 years ago, there was a lake, and it was one of the biggest lakes.
25 years ago. 35, I think it's already.
Man-made catastrophe.
Yeah, this is, they said, the biggest ecology disaster that we can prove. And this is like a sea snail or something with a shell. And this is another consequence of climate change. It's because the sea is taking all the energy, the sea is taking all the temperature that we are right now creating, that the CO2 is creating. So the thing when the temperature increase in the ocean is that the acidity increase also. So these living beings cannot create the shell with that acidity, because the acidity break the carbon, sodium carbonate or something like that. So they cannot create a shell and they cannot survive. So this is another consequences of climate change. And the thing with climate change is not, as I said, the change is also the speed, because if you change the climate so fast, like living beings, no natural selection, the mutation cannot survive. So this is one of the biggest problem of climate change. Is not that the climate is changing, is the speed of the change. Because as I said, the climate change all the time, but it's changed gradually, so living being can adapt. But if you change suddenly, like the ADN, the DNA, the genes, everything cannot adapt, no? So I think it's recorded like 50% of living beings are down. I don't know if you grew up in the countryside or where or here in the city.
Yeah, I was in this.
I grew up in the countryside. I remember when I was a child, everything was full of insects. Everything like mantis, flies, bees, swab, grasshopper. Everything was full, like frogs. And now there is nothing in my countryside in Spain. They call it the insect apocalypse. We don't notice because like we don't notice the change if we are living through the change. But when you compare the present to the past, it's like a big change. But we don't notice, so this is why people don't feel the danger, because we don't notice how everything is done slowly.
Probably our childs just say, "Oh, how stupid people! They couldn't see it."
Yeah, exactly. Like the same way we think about 1,000 years ago, like how they were not feminist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to judge people from the future, but in the present is the present. So yeah, like according to that paper, the IPCC, all the extreme climate will be much more frequent. Like there's a lot like drought, flood, cyclone, fire, hail. Hail is like ice storm, storms, avalanches, air pollution. Everything will become much more frequent, and it's very bad. So, who is responsible? Individuals or companies?
Everybody.
It's a tricky question. Both.
So, argument.
Companies already is individuals, I think.
No,
Yeah.
we cannot say companies and individual, because companies are an organizational structure and it has different motivations from an individual.
But they are run by people.
But
Not
yeah,
by
they are
robots.
run by people, but when we put people in an organization, they start to think differently. So I
Yes.
don't see we can say individuals are the only responsible people.
Over there?
I mean, I think the biggest detrimental thing that you can do to nature, to have a child, just by creating a child, you are already damaging the world.
This is, I told you, always someone from in the middle of the class. We have a professional philosopher. This is my philosophy teacher friend.
Actually, if we divide the responsibility to the shares, I think the biggest shareholder is the companies. Definitely.
Okay, what do you think? Emre? If you think something. Nothing? Do you?
Currently, I cannot think.
Okay. What do you think? What is your name? Tell us your name.
It's a hard question, but I think we are not subject of this problem.
Who is?
Maybe companies, you say. It's possible.
They are the only responsible, more responsible, or
More, but how I can say, there is maybe no responsible people because this is the system, and companies do what they must do. By the way, this is the capitalist way. Every companies want to pay money more, so they are not guilty too. Maybe humanity is guilty.
of course,
Maybe we
the only thing good.
think only about us, only the human beings. Maybe it's no problem for the existence of the universe. Anyway,
It's not a problem. What?
it's problem for us. And humanity is pass away.
Of course, for the universe. No?
Any problem for the universe or
Of course.
world, you
The
know.
universe don't give
It's
a
our
fuck
problem.
about us.
And our schizoid problem.
If we die tomorrow, the universe is the same.
Anyway, this problem come with us. And because of our nature maybe, huh? And so
Okay.
And we also want things to be cheaper. I mean, if the companies behave responsibly, things will be more expensive, and customers will not be happy about that. So the system feeds itself. So everybody is responsible.
Yeah. Any other comments? Go for it.
Individuals can cause the pollution,
Yes.
but it's not as much as the companies. Maybe the one person throw his trash to a beach, and too many people did the same way, and it seems just dirty, the beach, and it causes a little bit microplastics. That's all. But the companies every day they release too many carbon dioxide to environment. For instance, the dairy farms, especially, and the fabrics. I think individuals cannot affect as much as the companies.
not effective, you say.
The air pollution.
They affect less.
Or just pollution.
Okay. Any other comments? So yeah, for me this is a very philosophical question. No? It has to be a lot with freedom for me. No? It's a very like philosophical debate for thousands of years. Like, are we free? No, if we are free, we are responsible, or are we just part of the system and we cannot change the system? No? So like for centuries, every philosopher has chosen one side. For example, no, the individual is more represented by Kierkegaard and Nietzsche, no, that say that it is individual who every individual action make all the action of society. No, so you are free in every act you do, and therefore you are responsible, but also you have the power to change the system. But then we have other philosophers who think no, that the system represents everything, like Spinoza and Hegel, and you cannot change the system. You are just another piece in the system, and you are just like flowing according to universal rules, and you cannot change anything. The system is, you are just a part of the system, like how do you say, powerless, you can say. But for me, I think for every philosophical question, every like 100% of them is always the answer is both. Always is both. Like in philosophy, there is not this or this. In philosophy, it's always this and this. This is always like a percentage. Maybe this is 1%, this is maybe 99, 50, 50, 20, 80, but there is always one part of every part, one percentage. There is almost never one part is 0 and one part is 100%. That's almost never happen in philosophy, in life, anywhere. The only 100% I can think is, for example, death. Death is 100%. for now. Maybe in 1 century, death is not even 100%, because with medicine we become immortal. Anyway, so for me, as you said, the companies are the ones who generate the most CO2, but the companies don't exist out of nowhere, Why are the companies generating CO2? Because they are providing services, to the individuals. So who comes first, the consumer or the producer? For me, sometimes the consumer asks for a service, sometimes the companies create an artificial service, like for example, as you said, like the flash fashion, like now we have to buy every 3 months new clothes, or at least women, because they love, or they have been made to think they have to change clothes, every 3 months to be cool or whatever. So this is an artificial need. Obviously, we don't need to change clothes every 3 months, but for example, to eat or whatever, it's obvious a necessity. So for me, as Hegel says, until you don't know where your behavior comes from, you are not responsible. But once you know which propaganda you are being manipulated, then the responsibility comes back to you. Like for example, a slave cannot be responsible if you are not free, and your owner tells you have to do that, so you are not free. But if you know that you are not, you know the propaganda, you know the capitalism, then the responsibility comes back to you. This is why I think many people don't like to think, because if you think, then you realize your behavior, you realize the consequences of your action, and then the responsibility comes back to you. So if you don't think, you feel you are not responsible, because you didn't know. You can say, oh, I didn't know, so I am free from responsibility. But for me, responsibility is, you can say, bad, or is you have to make a big effort, but the responsibility gives you power also. So I am always about this side. For me, we are totally free in every action we do, and we have to take responsibility because it's giving power to yourself. And for me, it's very important, like believing the power is in you. Like you cannot complain about external factor. It doesn't matter if it's true or not, but you always have to believe the power is in you. If you give the power to someone else, if you are all the time complaining, it's other fault, other, you are all the time giving other the fault, then you are also giving the power to the other. So if you want to give the power to yourself, you have to believe like you are the responsible. This is how I think. Yeah. Any comments?
No.
Okay. So this is one of the. I always think like the universe holds all the solution mechanism, all the. I don't know what to say, all the powers, all the energy to solve everything we have. This is another problem of this ecological disaster, because science is based on nature. Everything from science, everything we know in science comes from nature, like medicine, structure, mechanism, everything we take from nature. We see nature and we copy it. So that's one of the problems. If the animals, everything is going down, then all the science also is going down. So we cannot find new medicaments, we cannot find new structure, new materials. Everything comes from life. So life is like this. Life is recyclable, totally recyclable. Like nothing is wasted in life. Boom, boom, boom. Flower, deer, bacteria. Flower, deer, bacteria. And what is the problem? That our economy is not circular. We extract the petrol, we create the plastic, but it's trash. And what is the problem? When something accumulates here, everything is accumulating here. It's not passing from here to here again. So this is the problem. It's accumulating here, and this is creating the microplastic. This is everything. So I think one of the big solutions for this is recycling. I was researching like how many countries recycle. It's like there is almost no data. How many countries recycle, and the few who report data is less than 25% of the total waste. Also, this theory is so modern. I think this is one of the most modern theory ever. For example, I can see Turkey is not a first world country or developed country because the ecology theory is non-existent in Turkey. In Turkey, I see everyone throwing everything, the cigarettes, everything. Turkey is fucking disgusting, to be honest. It's everything full of trash. The beaches are so disgusting, full of cigarettes. Everything trash. I see everyone throwing trash everywhere. And Turkey is good because it's near Europe. But when you go to Asia, Africa, or America, that's everyone throw everything. Like nobody. The ecology is the most modern theory. Like is nobody considered this in the world. Like people don't give a fuck. You know, like they eat something and they throw the plastic. It was even amazing. The Buddhist people usually are connected with nature and stuff. Even the Buddhist people, they couldn't realize or they didn't give a fuck. And also everything was full of plastic, like the forest and stuff. So yeah, this is a very modern theory that is gonna come slowly to every country, I think. Okay, which action do you do to be ecological, if you do any?
So based on the picture that you just showed us, so recycle is not a solution.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. No, that's the key. No, we have to be like life. We have to recycle everything. But the problem here is that the trash is not being recycled. No, this.
And there are the things that cannot be recycled.
Yeah, the problem is here. No, this step is non-existent. This is the recycle step. No, this is creation. This is like throwing the trash, and this is the recycle step. But no government is investing in this. No, like it's like we are like kids. Like we're like we produce, but nobody takes care of the trash. No, it's like we don't give importance to this. This is trash. Nothing happened with this. But it's like I feel like if you want to be a good society, you have to take care of this stuff. You cannot just forget this. It's impossible to forget. So, which action do you do?
I always put my trash into the garbage. Never throw away.
Good. The cigarettes also? Do you smoke?
Yeah. I don't smoke a lot, but if I smoke, I always put the butts into the somewhere in my pockets or in the cigarette cartoon shell, and then throw when I see a garbage.
Good. Thank you. Over there?
Sometimes I do recycling. I collect stuff. I don't throw them into regular garbage, but I put them into the special garbages that they are collected. And other than that, I don't do much. And I use deodorant.
Deodorant?
I use planes. Like
what do you use?
plane, like to travel. I mean,
me too.
To be honest, I don't do much.
Like
I don't care much.
for example, do you have the lights open in your house all the time, or do you close them?
Yeah, but not to be ecological, just to save my budget.
It's the same.
That's the
thing,
purpose in my
right?
mind is different.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you are helping, you are helping.
Yeah, I'm helping without being helpful.
Like, do you buy a lot of clothes, for example?
If I had the money, I would.
Yes? How often do you buy clothes?
Not much, because I don't want to spend my money on clothes. It's not because I'm trying to be ecological.
Yeah, ecology means sometimes to spend less. So I think that's good.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it, by the way. I'm not saying these things proudly. I'm just doing things because I'm lazy, maybe.
Okay. You, my friend, do you do something?
I always use the public transportation.
Good.
In Ankara, I have to, but in my hometown, I also use the
Bike.
public transportation or the bike because my city is so small. And I don't do the recycle.
It's hard. In Ankara, in my neighborhood, there is not. separate trash
Yes.
bin. It's just one. So you cannot do literally.
And actually, I do not think maybe.
Okay. And you, my friend?
I don't feel I'm do something to be ecological. I try my habitat is clean or
What?
my habitat, my live place is clean, and then no such. I don't think about it so much, and I don't think I am a subject of this problems, deciding the problem solving or something, and I do nothing.
Okay, but do you think it's gonna affect you or something, or it's affecting you?
I think I'm not effective. The individuals are not effective too. By the way, there is just like I say, there is a system, economic system. You say the economic system is not circle, but I think the economic system's damage is not circle, but economic system is a circle.
What is
People
not
living, people live, take money and living and eating and something to going, but the damage, the economic system's damage to nature maybe is irreversible, but maybe we must accept we are the part of the nature, and this what we say this is trash, this is not clean, the part of the nature too, maybe.
to die?
Maybe we must use it to be.
Yeah, but it's like
Because if you can't change the system, but we can see another system very ecological. I don't see anything else. There's nothing to do. I think.
okay.
Yeah, I agree. By definition, we can call trash piles, mountains, natural things. And then we should also accept that, yeah, they can be by definition natural, but in the future, this nature will be where people are gonna extinct. And yeah, nature will continue by itself, but we will be not by we will be not the part of it.
Probably. I think humans are not gonna go extinct, but maybe half of people die. That's 3 billion people, 4 billion people dying. That's a lot. I think it's gonna be hard that all of the human go extinct. Maybe, who knows? With nuclear war and stuff. Maybe, but because of ecological reason, no. Because no, the problem with ecological is that there is a lot of people, so a lot of people is creating a lot of CO2. So if half people die, then the CO2 also goes down. So
Yeah, that is the solution.
I think natural selection always regulates itself, but the thing is we have to regulate ourselves before natural selection regulate us, because natural selection is very cruel. Natural selection don't care about no softness or stuff. Natural selection is you die and that's it. This is how the earth will regulate itself, but this is the thing, we have to prevent the problem. No? Right now the system is working, but if we see the system is going to a place where it's going to stop working, this is like suicide. Like we know we are going to suicide and we are doing nothing, I think. Okay, so according to studies, the most impactful action you can do as an individual is a vegan diet, because a vegan diet, like the meat industry is responsible for 20% of the CO2 we generate. So with a vegan diet, you are taking out 20, as an individual, I mean only, you are taking out 20% of the CO2 emission. So as I said, I am a vegan diet, but I am flexible. Like I go to this vegan picnic, but I think vegans are very, I don't know how to say, like very strict, and I think they scare a lot of people. But I think the way I am vegan is anyone can be vegan, because the way I am, I am vegan at home But for example, if I go out or whatever, or I go to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother make, I don't know, something with meat, I'm gonna eat it, it's my grandmother. I'm not gonna say to my grandmother, make a vegan, a vegan meal for me, it's okay, but for me it's not about being 100%. As I said, never 100% of anything, but it's about being to adapt to the situation. For me, these are the advantages. This is for me the most important. Always in life, it's cheap, because eating legumes is cheaper than eating fish or meat. Like chickpeas, what is it in Turkish? I forgot. Mercimek, lentils, beans, fasulye. Healthy. This is as a doctor. I am a doctor, so I can tell you, according to scientific studies also, the vegan diet is the most healthy diet. It's healthy for all the stages of life, like pregnancy, lactancy, infancy, childhood, adolescent, adult, athletes. For all stages of life is healthy, and it reduces like the heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, obesity, and also because you eat a lot of vegetables and fruits, also reduce chronic disease. So it's very good, this diet, because this diet makes the body less inflamed. So as I said, or for example, animal cruelty, but you can choose, as you said, you can turn off the lights for this or for this. It doesn't matter, but if you have two for one, it's even better for me. So the other is no animal cruelty. I haven't seen any documentary. I haven't read any book about veganism or ecology. I just came to this by myself because I said to myself, I cannot say I love animals if I am, I am paying so people slaves animal in a farm, and millions of animals, they are slaves for all their life with their only goal is to be food. So this is another one, and the ecological, as I said, the boat, I don't know if you know the boat in the ocean, they throw like very big nets. These nets go through the bottom of the sea and they destroy everything in its path. They trap millions of fishes, and maybe they just want some specific fish, so they throw away all the fish that they don't want. They throw also the net to the ocean as a trash, so the fish keep getting trapped and stuff. And also for the meat, as I said, it's like 20% of the CO2. I think like 80% of the land is used for creating meat. I think it's 50% of the calories are also for the animals. So like the world is, some part of the world don't have food, and we're giving food to animals to be back to us. So we are losing a lot of efficiency in the process. For example, less pandemic, this is very clear, COVID is because of eating meat, but there are so many viruses, like AIDS, AIDS, like HIV, bird flu, pig flu, SARS, MERS, Ebola, Zika, crazy cow disease, Q fever, all of these come from eating animals. So yeah, I see the vegan diet, like, as I said, I wrote a book about love, so I like to see the properties of love everywhere, and I see a vegan diet very connected with love, because why, if you respect the ecology, if you respect the earth, why are you healthier? Could be the opposite, if you eat animals, maybe you get the properties, the vitamins, the minerals from the animals, but why, if you respect everything, you are healthier, you are more alive, you have more love. So I see love in this way also, like always, the more you love everything around, the more love comes to you. So yeah, what do you think? Have you reduced meat consumption or something?
I actually disagree with this opinion, because
Good.
first, it's not cheap in Turkey,
It
especially.
is. Of course it is. You're telling me lentils are more expensive than meat?
For instance, the vegan milk is 2 times expensive than the normal milk.
Yeah, but you don't have to drink.
but it is expensive and it's vegan.
But you don't have to drink it, you know. It's like saying caviar is expensive. You don't need caviar.
Okay. And I think it's not that much healthy.
No? Why not?
No.
No, this is I'm doctor. This is you cannot argue me here, bro. I have researched a lot about this because I have this diet, so I never do anything to myself if it's not healthy, bro. I am the most healthy person you can
Are you
imagine.
saying even for the mothers feeding their
Pregnancy,
babies,
lactancy.
it's better?
Yeah. It's not better. It's better and healthier.
But you are not a 100% vegan. What about
Yeah.
if you're a 100% vegan? Is there any drawback in health?
Yeah. This is for 100% vegan people.
I heard some deficiencies in vitamins.
No,
Is
no.
it, like B12 vitamin, for example.
The B12.
Deficiency in vegans.
The B12 is the least problem. You wanna start a vegan diet or plus I can teach you also, I can send you all the information as a doctor, because I researched it a lot because I didn't want to do something if I'm gonna become sick. I know I found the opposite is much
I don't know this stuff. I just heard the rumors about that.
The only important thing is the proteins. The proteins are in the legumes, in the lentils, chickpeas, beans. So you have a vegan diet, you have to eat a lot of protein. That's it.
But the vegan diets are really poor about the lysine proteins.
No,
Lysine? No?
No.
Methionine?
no. All the proteins are the same. Yeah, this is another
Bodybuilder says that, but being a bodybuilder is not natural to human body.
No, there are vegan bodybuilders. It's not a problem for any.
Yeah, but I have to eat a lot, really a lot.
No,
They eat
I don't
too
think
much.
you don't have to eat that much. You can with protein powder. The calories are the same.
I don't know.
No, you can be whatever you want. It's as I said. This is it's not any study. It was the American Nutrition Association, like the most important nutrition science in USA, gave that report that it's suitable for all stages of life. And I can say I have been 90% vegan, I say, or 80% vegan for I don't know how many years already. 5, 6, 7. No, I look.
But
healthy or not?
Most people are not vegan.
Yeah.
So if everybody were vegan, would it still be cheap or ecological? Like we are talking about 8 billion people. 8
But
billion people are vegan.
You should consider about the economic of size. When it's getting more people, due to the economic of size, it should be get cheaper.
Yeah, it will get cheaper.
It will increase the demand.
But
No,
also,
When the demand increases,
It will increase the demand, but actually with our technology, the supply is not the problem.
Maybe,
We can
but-
build factories, we can build farms immediately, almost immediately.
it may be possible, but I haven't seen any projections on that. Like we can increase the supply, but can we increase it at the same rate?
Probably
We are
faster
going to
than
increase the
demand.
number of people who are vegan.
it's the opposite. We decrease because right now the supply is beyond the resources of the earth. Like the meat industry is not renewable, renewable energy. No, the meat energy is finishing all the resources because you are producing more than the earth is capable of. But the vegan diet it's renewable.
So we have already calculated.
Yeah, because
what would happen if everybody were vegan?
Yeah, it's like the graphics are like 1 kilo of meat maybe needs 2,000 liters of water. 1 kilo of beans needs 10 liters of water. So it's super ecological, this diet. Yeah. Any other comment? This is gonna be the end of this philosophy club.
Okay. Thank you for your effort. And
I think for me also, this is like the most individual act, like the most impactful individual action you can do. But for me, another thing you can do a lot is, for example, for me, the election system is not going every 4 years to vote. For me, that is not. For me, the election system is what you buy every day, because who you are giving money to is who you are giving power to, So if you give money, I don't know, like Erdogan's businesses or whatever, you are giving money to multinational. Multinational for me are the real boss of the world, because in the end politicians are controlled by the money. Whoever multinational give money to the politician is what the politician is gonna do. This is like as old as history. Always the money, the elite, they control the law, they control everything, they control the system. So for me, one way I have to, or I consider I change the system, is choosing very well who I give the money to. Like as he said, like public transport, or if you go to a local shop instead of a multinational shop, if you buy like local clothes instead of multinational clothes. Like for me, it's very, very important what you are buying every day, because this is what, for me, this is how you vote, where your money is. It doesn't matter every 4 years who you vote. For me, like every action changes the system. And this is why I am vegan, because I don't, like everything for the system, everything I buy is vegan. So the system thinks I am a vegan. For me, it's not about not killing animals, because I think like killing animals or killing living beings, it's natural, because it's the way life is. Life is not cruel, like if you have to eat, you have to kill, like we as mammifers or animals, we have to kill to be alive. So this is not cruel for me, it's just life. So for me, it's not about killing animals, it's about the consequences of that. If we are killing so much animal that we are changing the whole ecosystem and everything is dying and we are running out of water and all this stuff, then that's the bad thing, not killing animals, it's the consequences. So as I said, you don't have to be, I think the world don't have to be 100% vegan. I think if everyone is just 50% vegan, I think almost everything will change.
Agree.